We have assembled here to commemorate the tallest figure, the most influential son of Ma Bharati, Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar, who gave us the beautiful constitution which has kept this country in good shape, whose life was dedicated to the social justice for Dalits, marginalized, deprived, downtrodden, those who were suppressed for long time for their upliftment. We know his contribution in making the constitution. But the fact is that he was a great genius, he was a great economist, a great political scientist, he was essentially a great human being. He suffered a lot. We remember whenever we have any, even today when we have any doubt and confusion, we go back to Babasaheb's speeches, either in the Constituent Assembly or outside, because he was such a large personality. His heart was so large. Though he had suffered in his personal life so much, yet there was no sense of vindictiveness, no sense of revenge. He actually worked, dedicated his life for the whole country, for everyone. He was not just a Dalit leader. He was the most proud and the tallest son of Ma Bharati. Nearly 78 years of our independence. And it's time to reflect what Babasaheb had dreamed, what Babasaheb wanted. What kind of country, what kind of society that he had dreamt of. Whether we have fulfilled his dream, where are we? In fact, when I came to Tamil Nadu, a place where every day in and out people keep talking about social justice, and I started understanding the state, I was pained to see the plight of our Dalit brothers and sisters. Babasaheb was, after the constitution was made, which he gave us, in his own lifetime he was humiliated. And his mission was derailed within no time. In his lifetime he was humiliated because he was not allowed to enter the parliament. Imagine the person who gave us the constitution, the person, there was no match for him. The first prime minister of this country, he hated him. He was afraid of him because he was such a great giant. He was not able to face him if he could come in the parliament. And so, when he contested election, the first prime minister humiliated him by putting Babasaheb, earlier old PA, very simple guy, good man. He pitted him against Babasaheb and they put all the might to defeat him. And Babasaheb was defeated. He was not allowed to enter Lok Sabha. 2 years later, again in by-election he was defeated. Because the then Prime Minister was insecure with the presence of such a tall person as Babasaheb Ambedkar. That the first Prime Minister took upon himself to give himself the Bharat Ratna. Can you imagine? A person giving to himself the Bharat Ratna, but forgot Babasaheb. And his dreams to lift our marginalized, socially discriminated, downtrodden brothers and sisters, it remained unfulfilled. Our brothers and sisters from Dalit communities were only used for election for the vote bank politics. Whenever election comes, everybody remembers Babasaheb, Babasaheb, Babasaheb. Start singing the mantra Babasaheb. And the moment it is over, forget him. No. This is ingratitude. And I find it very painful when I see the situation of our Dalit brothers and sisters in our state. Nowhere in the country, incidents of discrimination happens all over. There is no denying the fact. But the kind of stories that we hear here in our state, the state which claims to be talking about social justice all the time, every day you read in the newspaper, a Dalit is beaten up Because the person was walking with a footwear, putting his slipper, walking in the village street. A young Dalit man is beaten up because he had the courage to ride a motorbike. A student in a school, a Dalit student does better, and teacher appreciates. When he goes home, he is attacked in his house. Human excreta is put in the water tank, and when tragedies or disasters, man-made disasters like when the illicit liquor mafia connected to the powerful people, when they sell this poisonous liquor, who dies? Who died in Kalakurchi? Of the 66 people who died, and more than several hundreds who suffered, majority of them were Dalits. Crime against Dalits is on rise. In 2020, there were 1,274 cases of crimes against the Dalits. Within 2 years, it exceeded 1,800, more than 50% increase. Crime against Dalit women is on increase. Rape, the heinous of all crimes against Dalit women, conviction rate in Tamil Nadu is less than half the national average. Less than half the national average. These are all data. These are not political statements. When will they come up? How long they have to wait? The promises that Constitution made for social justice. I think it's time to do the soul searching. It's time to be honest. Be grateful to the man, to the great man who gave us the Constitution, who gave us the vision, and with whose vision and whose Constitution the country as such has been marching and progressing. We cannot deprive the people, those who he wanted to be uplifted. It is a bounden duty of everyone. Every now and then, we often quote Babasaheb, sometimes out of context. But remember what Babasaheb had said. His last speech in the Constituent Assembly, his last speech, on 25th of November, 1949. He delivered the speech where he said, "We are independent. We have got a constitution. Soon we will become a republic. But my greatest fear is, will we be able to maintain or preserve this independence?" He further said, it's not that we were always enslaved. India was not always enslaved. But it got enslaved. How? And then he started narrating the story. Since the Arab invasion of Sindh, that when Muhammad bin Qasim invaded Bharat, who betrayed? His own people. When Prithviraj fought the Mughals, who betrayed? Our own people. When Shivaji, Chhatrapati Shivaji, was fighting for the independence, who betrayed him? Our own people. At every time, our own people have betrayed. And so he said, my fear is, will our people not betray again? Now, this betrayal, the fear of betrayal, is a genuine fear. If we keep such a large community backward, so deprived, it is nothing but betrayal. Betrayal of the trust. Today, look at the educational status of our Dalit students. They are very, very poor. They go to government schools. And you see the report, independent audit, independent or ASER report. Recently it became matter of discussion. Annual status of education report. It is conducted by an independent organization, not the government organization, independent organization, which is recognized worldwide as most scientific and most fair. In our government schools in our state, more than half the students, more than 50% of high school students cannot read second standard book. They cannot identify two-digit number between 11 and 99, but they are in high school, 10th, 11th. And who they are? They are mostly poor, deprived children, parents' children. What will happen to them? You give them 100% result, centum result is given. Our school, government schools have centum result normally. And once you pass, you go and get admission in a government college, you get some 1,000 rupees a month. But without a skill, without education, this 1,000 rupees is going to help you for how long? Today is the day of knowledge economy. Unless we are skilled, it's the age of science and technology. Unless our youth is skilled, they have no future. On the other hand, the private schools are doing the best. We have two scenarios where the private schools are the best among the country, whereas the government schools are worst among the countries. They are worse than UP, Bihar and all these states which used to be once very, very bad. Who is the victim? The victim are these poor Dalit children. They will forever be condemned to live in poverty, because when they come out with a degree in the hand, who gives them the job? They are not skilled. They don't have the knowledge. They have not been taught. Now, this is a very fearful scenario. So many of our young boys and girls who should be our national asset, who should be the one who should be building this new Bharat, if they are not given the education, the basic education. This is a very, very fearful situation. I think on this day, when we are here to remember and commemorate Babasaheb, his birth anniversary, I think it's for everyone, especially those in position of authorities, those who are responsible for governance, to take note of it. It is not a political issue. It is a human issue. It is a social issue. They are our brothers and sisters. If they are not educated, if they do not get the right kind of education, the generations will suffer. Generations and generations. They will always be on dole. Give something, 1,000 rupees, 500 rupees. No. They must live the life of dignity. This is the promise that the Constitution has made. Constitution has made the promise that the Bharat will be built, a Bharat where every citizen will live a life of dignity. How can there be dignity when they are condemned to poverty, condemned to illiteracy, practically illiteracy? I think it's time that we must wake up. We must wake up and we must take this responsibility. This will be the only tribute to Babasaheb.